So Obidients have shifted ground to a new political party. Again, Obidients have shifted ground and gone to a new political party, which is Peter Obi finally left the Democratic Congress to go to another political party, which is NDC. You know, when the former Bayelsa state governor, His Excellency Dixon, said he was migrating from PDP, not to ADC, but to NDC to be in charge of NDC. I was just kind of like, what kind of mushroom party is this? Where is he going? Because, you know, he's a huge political stakeholder in Bayelsa State. I mean, he's senator. So I'm like, what is he doing? So it's all coming together now. Peter Obi and Rabiu Musa Kwakwanso, they are moving from ADC to NDC. Now, I was just looking at the whole thing like, you know, FWA Speaks, my fellow FE analyst, I want you to go to my archives on TikTok. It says that the coalition is not going to work. I said it several times. I even migrated that video into Facebook to let you know that the coalition was not going to work. There were too many people, too many interests, more of the old political guard, more of the former standard operating procedure, that it would not work for Peter Gregory Obi. I knew it. I saw it. And I think people were talking about it in the All Progressives Congress, but that was not why I said it. I said, if you're going to move from Labour Party to ADC, is where all the normal people are, you know, and then the big bankrollers of the party, Nasir El-Rufai, Malami, you know, and, you know, different other politicians were busted out by EFCC, ICPC, and every other agency. So you now begin to see that staying in Labour Party was not staying in Labour Party for you to, you know, be there and put up with the shenanigans going on with Abure, Lamidia Papa, you know, Nandi Usman and all that stuff. It's not to do that, but at least for you to be able to just check out the lay of the land and see what political party you would key into. And the African Democratic Congress was not it. It had too many legal issues. The way the party was acquired had K-leg. So I don't know. And I think there's something David Hundein said, and he's more on the other end of the fence. And he said that what Peter Obi stands for is against what the hegemon's plans are for Nigeria. Nigeria is an African country that has a lot of resources, that their role is just to provide natural resources and for them to stay poor. And Peter Obi, his slogan, changing Nigeria from consumption to production, is not part of the plan. So many plans will be there to scuttle that process. Because, you know, he has tried. He went through Labour Party. Now he's going to ADC. He went to ADC. Now he's going to NDC. But the opposition is going to be split unless all of the North follows Peter Obi. And that's not guaranteed because Atiku is going to take some of the votes from the North. You know, so Peter Obi is going to have some of the Northern vote, Kano, which is Kwakwansians. But what about the Southwest, Southeastern, South, and North Central? How's that going to work? You know, so just looking at some of those things is where the wrinkle is. So I wish them the best of luck, but FE analysts, just go into my political archives. When I was in Atlanta, I spoke about Peter Obi moving to ADC. That is a travesty. I was called anything but a child of God. And it's fine. If you don't have the thick skin to be on social media, don't be on social media. That's the way I see it. I don't see social media as, oh, this is such a toxic place. No, if you don't have the thickness of skin to deal with what comes with on social media, you have high-level cerebral people that will argue with you intellectually, and you have the lowlives that just start to insult you. And, you can't go down in the mud with them because they like it. So what I'm saying is this. Going into NDC, it's going to further split the opposition, And if I were Tinubu, I would just have to craft my message better because you've lost the plot. Get the plot together if you want to win, in a just election. You're losing the plot. Trying to subdue opposition is making y'all look worse than you look already. So go back and re-strategize. ADC, NDC, the opposition is already split, and it's going to send Tinubu to victory. People may disagree with me, and if I'm wrong, I'm fine with it. I don't have that kind of ego. But from the looks of things, that's where we're going.